So if you got yourself a new hobby grade RC, you were successful in charging the battery, following instructions similar to these, using a charger similar to this. And now, to end the day properly, you want to follow the instructions on how to store your car. So, you go to the section where it says maintenance. And it says, we strongly recommend that you check and maintain the vehicle after every use. Please read and understand the list below, which will facilitate you. Disconnect and remove the batteries from the car and the radio controller when not in use. Check. Do not leave the rechargeable battery pack uncharged or fully charged for a long time. Rewind. Do not leave the rechargeable battery pack uncharged or fully charged for a long time. Well, I assume it's uncharged now because I just got finished running it. And so it says do not fully charge it. So what kind of charge should I put on it? That's not very clear. Well, maybe some more information on the next page. Nope, nothing there. Am I missing something? Nope, that tells me how to charge it. Oh, wow. Hey, let's see what the other book says. Alright. This book has 2 pages on charging. So, let's see what it says. Precautions. Be sure to always disconnect the battery pack and remove it from the vehicle when not in use. That makes sense. Please fully charge the battery before each use. That makes sense too. Okay. Don't leave the battery pack uncharged or fully charged for long periods of time. Don't leave it uncharged or fully charged for long periods. So what state is it supposed to be in? Do not completely drain the battery while running the vehicle. Okay. I thought it was completely drained when it stops. Okay, does it have more? Hey, it's another page in this one. It says here, press the ESC receiver, switch off the ESC receiver, switch off the transmitter, disconnect and remove the battery pack from the car when not in use. That makes sense. Fully charge the battery pack before storing it. But it said over here, do not leave the battery pack uncharged or fully charged. Okay, and this is the same manual. What to do? Greetings, RC Bro here. In today's video, we're going to try to shed some light on a topic that initially confused me when I got my first car, and that's RC battery charging and maintenance. When I got my first car, I was able to read the instructions to charge the car and to run the car. However, when it came to storing and maintaining the battery, the instructions were either not there or very confusing. So I thought I'd put together this video to help anyone else that may have the same confusion that I have. We're going to go over the most common types of RC batteries. We're going to explain basic battery characteristics and terminology. We're going to discuss basic battery usage and maintenance, running, charging, storing, and disposal. And we're going to go over the tools that can help make this easier for you, and we're going to discuss some safety tips. There's basically 3 types of rechargeable batteries that are available for your RC car today. The first one is nickel metal hydride, the second one is lithium ion, and the third is lithium polymer. The nickel metal hydride one has pretty much been replaced by the lithium ion and lithium polymer batteries, mainly because the nickel metal hydride battery is an older technology, and it's in being older, it's a heavier battery. It doesn't keep as long or deliver as much a charge as the other ones, and it's more expensive to process. So as a result, you don't see as many nickel metal hydride in today's RC cars, but they still are out there and they're still available. The lithium ion batteries, or I should say the lithium ion family of batteries, which includes the lithium ion and the lithium polymer, and they call them Li-ion and LiPo. These have pretty much replaced the nickel metal hydride. So what's the difference between lithium ion and lithium polymer, or Li-ion and LiPo? Well, number one, the difference is that, chemically speaking, the lithium ion battery has a liquid electrolyte, and The LiPo battery has a polymer, more solid electrolyte. And just for your information, the electrolyte is what holds the charge inside the batteries. Another difference is that the lithium ion or the Li-ion battery, basically it has the shape of cells. It has traditional cells. So if you look at it, it is similar to the shape of your AA and AAA batteries, like cells. So whenever you see a battery pack and it may not be labeled and it has shapes like this, then 9 times out of 10 it's a lithium ion battery. On the other hand, the LiPo batteries tend to be more square. So if you look at this, is a LiPo battery and it's more square. So if it doesn't have a label and you look at the shape, 9 times out of 10 the LiPo battery is a square one, and the Li-ion battery has the cylinders in it, and that's one way you can tell the difference. One of the characteristics the battery have in common is the wiring. They all have to have some kind of connection to connect to the electronic speed controller to your car. So most of them have two sets of wiring. However, some of them only have one set. And the ones that have one set are generally what I would call just barely hobby grade, if that at all. But in general, your hobby grade has 2 sets of wires. The heavier or the thicker or the higher gauge wiring is what powers your car, and the thicker wire allows more current to flow, and most of them have a special connector. Most of them have what's called a Dean's or T connection. Some of them have another one, a yellow connection that's called XT60, but all of them also have what's called a balanced tap or balanced lead. You can charge through the balanced lead, or depending on what kind of charger you have, you can also charge through the power connector. So now we're going to discuss the characteristics of the remote control car battery. We're going to talk about the voltage, we're going to talk about the S rating, we're going to talk about the milliampere hours, and we're going to talk about the C rating. Of all these characteristics, the voltage is the most important. The voltage is the force that drives the current to and through your motor to give you power, and the more voltage you have, the more power you have available, or you can say the faster your car runs. The lithium ion batteries that we use for our RC cars are actually battery packs comprised of individual cells. Each cell in the battery pack is 3.7 volts. That's what you call a nominal or at rest value. So if you look on the battery packs, you see they say 7.4 volts. This brings us to the S rating. The S rating represents the number of cells. In lithium ion and LiPo batteries, each cell is 3.7 volts. So if you have 2 cells, that comes out to 7.4 volts. If you have 3 cells, it comes out to 11.1 volts, and so on. So you might ask, why do they call it 2S, 3S, when cell is not spelled with S-E-L-L, it's spelled with C-E-L-L? Well, that's because the S stands for series. The cells are arranged in a series circuit. So if you imagine this is a 3.7 volt cell and this is a 3.7 volt cell, they will add up to 7.4 volts. But clearly in this package they're not like that. Okay, so basically what they did was they put the 2 batteries next to each other and they flipped one over. So that's what I have right here. I have one battery here connected with the wire to the other one like that in series. So they're not touching. And so this is the same thing as, oops, it broke, as this series. And so that's what's inside of here. If you look in, if we were to open this up, which I don't recommend you ever do because it's not safe, you will see that there's a wire going from here to here, connecting these up just like my previous example. So the S rating stands for cells in series. You have 2 cells in series, that's 2S. You have 3 cells in series, that's 3S. 4 cells, that's 4S, and so on. And the voltages add.